A lot of people think our current medical system is so advanced and the technology that we have can basically treat every condition. There's an answer for everything, but the reality is you don't realize that until you get chronic illness, that the current medical system doesn't have any answers about chronic illness. It doesn't matter what you have, doesn't matter if it's brain fog, concentration issues, migraines, tinnitus, gut issues, Crohn's colitis, whatever it is, endometriosis, PCOS, it doesn't matter what kind of chronic illness it is, there's no answer about that. There are no answers. And if you go to your doctor with these conditions, then you start realizing they can't help you. They only treat the symptom. They give you birth control. They give you immunosuppressants. They give you antibiotics. They give you all kinds of pills. They give you cortisol. But it's only treating the symptom. It's never going to the root cause. And your doctor is not able to help you with that. He will only treat the symptom because he didn't learn it. The system is not made up to heal you. The system is made up that you are staying sick and that you pay the bills all the time, that you keep the system running, that you bring in the cash all the time in the pharma industry. And if you're somebody that thinks, oh, that's too extreme on, I don't know, it's not that, I don't know, it's a little bit too extreme, your view about that. Okay, you don't realize that until you get really chronic illness, until you get an issue. And the doctors, what do you think? How much time do they spend on learning nutrition in the university? Around 3 hours, not more. The rest is just thinking or learning about medication, how to treat patients with pharmaceuticals, with chemicals, treating their symptoms, and it's not getting better. It's not supposed to get you better because it will just treat your symptom that you keep the system running. That's everything. And some people, they still think, maybe I should try this doctor, maybe I should try this specialist, maybe I should go to a functional medicine doctor. But in the end, it's not helping. And it doesn't matter to what kind of doctor you go, they still just can't prescribe you more medications. They do more blood draw. And the more blood draw they do, the more it's lowering your immune system, because every time, I'm gonna make a whole video about that, but every time they draw your blood, for instance, and you get a lot of blood drawn when you have chronic illness, every time they draw your blood, the majority of your immune system is in your blood. Now people would say, no, majority of your immune system is in your gut. No, that's bullshit. The majority of your immune system is in your blood, and every time you get blood drawn, they take your immune system from you. You know what that means for chronically ill people? For chronically ill people, it means that you are even more vulnerable to more symptoms, because the most important thing you need in order to get rid of that is your immune system. And every time you get blood drawn, it gets worse. So this is just a little side note about what's actually going on if doctors take lots of blood from you. But I'm gonna make a whole video about that as just in general. But the truth is, doctors never learned on how to treat the root cause of your system. The medical system is not made up to treat and to heal you. They're just there to treat your symptom. And if you don't realize that, and if you don't face it, you're gonna stay in that vicious cycle. It's not gonna end. You will never come out of that if you stay in that system. And people say to me, I have this, but I'm now gonna go to this doctor, and he's gonna do this test, and he's gonna test my feces, and he's gonna test my blood, and then he's gonna test my gut health. And it's just test. Then the blood test shows normal, everything is fine, but you still have symptoms. You go to your doctor, you have body pain, you have nerve pain, you have gut issues, you have whatsoever. There's so much. You have tinnitus. You go to your doctor, they take your blood, they do the blood tests, they do the panels, and they say to you, oh, you seem fine, there's nothing wrong. And then you lay there like chronically sick like that, you have the worst fatigue, you have the worst brain fog, but your blood tests are fine. Yeah, thank you, doc. Thank you for that. Here's a pill, and I don't know, see you in 2 weeks. Or maybe it's just all in your head. That's also one of the things that they're saying to you. Maybe it's just all in your head. Maybe you just make this up because, I don't know, you're too lazy. Yeah, because you don't want to live your life, right? You don't want to go to work. You don't want to take care of your family. You don't want to take care of your business whatsoever. It's just insanity out there, what they're doing to you. It's insanity. And you have to face that. If you're not facing that, and if you're not realizing that, of course, I'm not saying that doctors can't help you in certain situations, but when it comes to chronic illness, when it comes to things that don't go away, there's no answer. And there's only one way. What they're doing is they just treat your symptoms by prescribing you more pills. And the biggest issue with all of that is that most people think we are so advanced in our technology, in medicine in general, but that's because the current medical system is amazing when it comes to acute things. When you break your arm, when you had a car accident, people or doctors, there are surgeons, it's like insane on how good they are when it comes to, when you had a car accident and they have to fix your head again, and they have to fix your face again, they have to fix your bones again, these kind of things, or sports injuries, they're incredible at that. But this gives us a false impression on how good the medical system is. Just to give you another example, if the current medical system is so good, then why are all men infertile by the year of 2040? There is a statistic that if infertility is rising like that level, like in the last 20 years, that by 2040, all men will be infertile. That's in almost 15 years. 15 years. You have to realize that. But yeah, it's all advanced and we're all getting better. We're all getting healthier, right? And the medical system is so advanced. And we are under that false impression that, just because they can treat these acute situations, and of course they can treat it good, and of course, if you have something severe going on, you should go to your doctor. You should always go to your doctor first. Always. Always consult a doctor of what you have. But you have to realize, if you have chronic illness, and if you try different doctors and you always have this hope, now I'm going to the best doctor in the city, now I'm going to the best doctor in the country, now I'm going to the best doctor in Europe, now I'm going to the best doctor in, I don't know, China, in USA, in the world. They still don't learn on how to heal you. They still don't learn on how to heal the root cause of your symptom. They only treat the symptom itself. And you know what's happening then if you only treat the symptom? The underlying issues gets worse. The underlying issue gets worse. What's going on in your body? Specifically, if you take more pharmaceuticals, if you take more birth control, if you take more antibiotics, the bugs, the pathogens in your body, they get more resistant the more antibiotics you take, for instance. If the world would use golden seal instead of antibiotics for these occasions, we would live in a different world, honestly. It would be a completely different world. But it's something that can heal you. And I'm not so sure if they want that, to be honest. And you have to realize, and you have to face it now, that if you stay in that vicious cycle, you're not going to get out of it. You're not going to get better. And you don't get your health back. So basically people, when they have chronic illness, they just want to function again. They just want their life back that they used to have. But if you stay in that system, or if you trust in that system, you're going to stay in that system, and you're probably not going to get better. And I think some of you realize that already because you have chronic illness, and you've been to 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 doctors, and it's not getting better, and there are no answers, and it's been the 10th or 15th blood draw, and always the test results came back, always positive, always everything good, but you still feel like shit. And if you don't change something, if you think sooner or later, or if you think there's new research coming, and if you think there are new studies coming about the root cause of your symptoms or the root cause of your diseases, it won't come. How long do you want to wait? Do you want to wait like 50 years until the next discovery? It's not their goal to look out for the root causes. It's not their goal to do that. They don't want to heal you. They want to keep you sick. And if you think like that's something extreme, okay, you do you. It's just my opinion about that. And I had chronic illness, and I know how it is if you go to multiple doctors and you don't get an answer, and they always say to you, yeah, the blood test looks fine, we can't do anything about that, here's an antidepressant. There was a neurologist that prescribed me antidepressants because I had brain fog. How insane is that? That's just insane. And I was so desperate at that time. I was so desperate, I was considering taking it. But my parents said at that time, are you crazy? You're never gonna take it. Have you looked at the side effects? And I was like, yeah, you're right. But in that moment, if nobody took care of me, I don't know, it was 7 or 8 years ago. If I had nobody that took care of me, if I wouldn't have my parents at that moment, I probably would have taken even antidepressants because I just was so desperate. And I understand everybody that is doing that is taking medication because you're hopeless and you don't know what to do, and medications that can help you feel better in that moment. But when it comes to healing, that's probably not what's going to heal you. And if you really want to know how to heal chronic illness, autoimmune conditions from the root cause on, treat it naturally, there's a link in the description. You can go to my website www.theobergmann.com, and you can check that out, and you can schedule your free discovery call there. And thank you for watching. Subscribe to my channel, and see you in the next video. Have a good day, guys. Bye-bye.